Wicklow is known as the Garden of Ireland, not only for its landscape, its architecture, etc., but it has also become an attraction for filmmakers, and in that regard it's known as the film capital of Ireland. In the Wicklow County itself, we have a plethora, I suppose, of studios. We have two studios, the one in Bray, Arbor Studios, and we now have the Ashford Studios, which is 4 miles from Wicklow town. And it's the ideal location of the N11 for location managers that are looking for places to film. Within that, there are about, at the moment, about 500 people working in Ashford Studios, and they have plans for something like a €90 million expansion.
So my first port of call then was to the local development officer, Liz Dunn in SICAP. I had worked with Liz on numerous projects and courses over the years through the centre. We sat down together, put our heads together and came up with the plan to run 3 taster programmes. So initially, right from the start, SICAP was involved in the planning of the programme. Myself and Liz Dunn, the development officer for SICAP, organised a meeting with Stephen Fitzgerald, the area manager for South Wicklow with the EASB, to see where we could go next. Stephen was very enthusiastic and encouraging, and we decided that we were going to apply for funding through the AFSP grant and with match funding from SICAP and a contribution from the Glenealy Hall. And we put with collaboration with Liz Dunn again through SICAP, we put together a proposal, an application, which was submitted to DSP, and it was successful.
In terms of our specific role, we have kind of 3 main functions. So initially was to get the application over the line. All applications for the Activation and Family Support Fund that are over €5,000 have to be approved nationally. So all we can do locally is make a recommendation. The second function was really to recruit for the course, so this is where the case officers were very, very important. And then the third function, I suppose, it was to help place the students once the course finished.
We had a multifaceted approach. This included not only the department targeting their clients through mailings, but also County Wicklow Partnership doing likewise with our client group, people who were on our caseload. We also then promoted the course very widely through the agencies, the National Learning Networks, the ETB, the Public Participation Network, and others, Employability Services, National Learning Network, you name it. We also promoted it through ads in local newsletters, church newsletters, etc. We had a very good response rate, and what we found in the end was that out of the 14 to 16 people who enrolled on the course, 7 of those actually were under 25 years of age, which was a very good reflection on the targeting process itself.
You know, like you'd always see people wanting to do like carpentry or whatever. It was always like the same trend that was going around.
The
like,
same thing.
Same thing.
Into science.
I knew I wanted to do something that was like out of my comfort zone. And then I remember one day a friend of mine was telling me about this film course. So like the middle I heard about it, I went and signed up.
We knew from the interviews and the expression of interest that a lot of these clients had very difficult barriers to overcome, and your general type of courses don't really address those barriers. So immediately with discussing this with Sheila and with County Wicklow Partnership, we knew that there was going to be supports needed that could really only happen with the help of SICAP.
On average, there were about 8 interventions per individual on the course. There was a check-in, just a review of early stages of the programme, to check in with people to see where they were and to identify challenges that they might be having in regards to, you know, getting assignments done, things like that. But one of the things that was really transformative for students, we found, was that we did a midway review with the students and with the local officials from the Department of Social Protection in January 2019. And from this, each student was able to provide a snapshot of their work. They gave a presentation and an overview of what they had learned up to that point, what they thought their learning was, and also what their goals were going forward. So that was very important in terms of building up their confidence and capacity.
what was really a success was the transformation we saw in the students that actually took part in the course. One of our case officers describes it very well. She interviewed one student, potential student for the course, and that student couldn't even maintain eye contact with her during that interview. Myself and that case officer went to visit the course halfway through, and even at that point, that same girl actually stood up and gave a presentation on her role in the course to myself, the case officer, County Wicklow Partnership staff and Lenny, the IT staff, and in front of all her peers, which would not have happened if it hadn't have been for the support she got through the SICAP programme.
The course itself was nice, and like, because it was so different, like we got to go to Ashford Studios.
Oh yeah, no, that was good.
And actually got hands on, like, oh yeah, this is what an actual studio's like, and got to see some stuff behind the Vikings and seeing that massive fight.
That was so
That
cool.
was brilliant. So then we had actual hands on, like, oh yeah, this is how you work the camera, this is how you film the scene. That I felt more confident. I was like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. And with everyone as well, everyone's like, oh yeah, this is my part, this is your part. We all work together to make this to work.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as like, oh God, what am I going to do?
Well, Liz would come in and she was always so happy and just full of energy. There's never a time when she wasn't that.
Always positive, always encouraging. It'd be like a miserable Monday morning, and she'd come in the room would just like light up, because she's just, come on, let's go, we can do this.
Yes.
From a SICAP perspective, progression is very important. And from that point of view, we conducted an evaluation, a 3.5-hour evaluation, with 13 of the students in April. And the idea of doing it so soon after the course was finished was in order to capture their feelings at that time in terms of where they wanted to go next. The students recommended that we would include an internationally recognised qualification. They also recommended that in order to level the playing field at the start of the programme, that we would incorporate an immersion or refresher course in IT skills for some people, just to bring them up to that level, same level as other people. So they're all starting off on an equal footing, and that they also thought what was really, really important, and it was to ourselves as well, obviously, that we incorporate work placement. So that's really, there's going to be a strong emphasis now in this follow-on programme 2019-20 on the work placement.
It is the same collaborators on this programme with the local development officer from SICAP and with the DEASP. So far, 6 of the students who are on the previous programme have already signed up for their progression, which is great news.
And like, literally ever since I left, I've been dying to get back into it, and I was hoping that they get the course and then
Yeah.
so I could go and do the next and go on from there.
I am really looking forward to going back and doing phase 2 of the course now, which is obviously going to be more in depth and more intense. But hopefully what it's going to do is to kind of send me in a more specific direction in what I want to do going forward, as well about the career that's coming up for me as well. This is going to turn out, it won't be just a job, it'll be a career doing something I love. All from a visit to the social welfare and a quick chat about a film course. It sent me on a complete different direction now.